Hello, I'm Brian Nelson, and welcome to the Wisconsin Badgers edition of the Lanterns Big Ten Preview. Coming into the 2019 season, Wisconsin will look to rebound after a disappointing 8-5 2018 season. Head coach Paul Chryst will be entering his fifth year at Wisconsin. Chryst has a record of 46-12 in his 5 seasons as head coach at Wisconsin. Despite the down year in 2018, Chryst has continued developing Wisconsin into a top team in the country and the most consistent team in the Big Ten West. Leading the Badgers is junior running back Jonathan Taylor, who led the nation in rushing last season with 2,194 yards. Taylor has picked up right where he left off, and through 3 games, he has 440 yards rushing with 7 touchdowns. After a dominating performance against Michigan, rushing for 203 yards with 2 touchdowns, Taylor is firmly in the race for the Heisman Trophy. For the first time in 3 seasons, Alex Hornibrook will not be the starting quarterback at Wisconsin. Hornibrook transferred to Florida State over the offseason and has been replaced by junior Jack Cohn. Cohn played in 5 games last season after Hornibrook was injured and played decent, throwing for 515 yards with 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Throughout 2019, Cohn has continued to improve and settle into the starting role and has thrown for 692 yards with a 77.3% completion rate. Senior wide receiver Quintez Cephas has quickly become a favorite target of Cohn, as he's the only receiver on Wisconsin's roster to have over 200 yards receiving. And on the defensive side of the ball, the Badgers are replacing 3 of their top defenders in Ryan Connolly, TJ Edwards, and Andrew Van Ginkel, with Connolly and Van Ginkel being selected in the NFL Draft. Leading the Badgers' defense are senior linebackers Zach Bond and Chris Orr. Both bring much-needed experience to this defense and are a major reason for why Wisconsin is allowing only 27 yards rushing through their first 3 games. Bond in particular is off to a hot start with 13 total takedowns, 5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. Wisconsin is one of the 5 teams left undefeated in the Big Ten and already have a marquee win with a convincing 35-14 victory over Michigan. Wisconsin looks to improve to 3-0 at home on Saturday when they face off against Northwestern. And on October 26th, the Badgers will face off against Ohio State in Columbus as they look to usurp the Buckeyes as the top team in the Big Ten. However, even with a loss to Ohio State, Wisconsin still remains the favorite in the Big Ten West and could face Ohio State again in the Big Ten Championship. Well, that's all I have for you today. Be sure to follow the Lantern and Lantern TV for all your Buckeye sports coverage, and check out our other Big Ten previews. I'm Brian Nelson, and thanks for watching Lantern TV.